Hello my friend, myself Satish Vanapalli. Thank you very much for watching this video. Here is my website pegaks.com where you can find interesting topics with step-by-step explanations. You can use this search feature to find articles, and also you can view a random post by clicking on this random post icon. There is also a live chat available on my blog where you can directly chat with me. Most of the times I'll try to be online so that you can directly ask your questions via this live chat. And most importantly, sign up to my blog so that whenever I publish a new article, you will get notified via email. You can follow me on Facebook page facebook.com/pegaks, and also do subscribe my YouTube channel so that whenever a new video get published, you will get a notification. Let's get started with the today's topic. In this today's topic, we are going to discuss about how to create or configure Pega email bot in a Pega CRM application 8.5 version. Let's get started. So here is the agenda. First we will discuss about configuring custom email account. Here is the prerequisite. In order to configure a new Pega email bot on your CRM application, so you have to install this CRM application product into your personal edition. If you are not sure how to install the CRM and sales automation application on your personal edition, you can watch the below video that is available on my channel. Let's proceed to the step 1. As a step 1, we need to configure a new email account. Click on the Record Explorer, expand the integration resources, right click on the email account, click on Create, and name your email account. Click Create and Open. Now in the account provider, select your account provider. You can, if you want to use your Gmail, you can use your Gmail account to configure as SMTP. If you want to use your own custom provider, you can select custom. And in the sender details, select SMTP protocol. Specify your email address. Here my email address is support@pegaks.com. Now this host and port details will be your domain provider will provide those details. So here are my details. My SMTP host is mail.pegaks.com, and the port number for sender incoming. Sender is outgoing and the receiver is a incoming. So my outgoing server port number is 465. So we need to select checkbox. Use SMTS, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol Secured. So Pega is allowing TLS version 1.2 as a default protocol. Specify your display name, Pega case, and the user ID is nothing but your email ID. And the password is your email ID password. And coming to the receiver section, select IMAP or POP3. These details also your domain provider will provide to you. Select IMAP. If you see, my IMAP port number is 993, POP port number is 995. You can select this checkbox as same as sender ID and password from your sender details. And the connection host, same, mail.ks.com. Host number, so I am using IMAP. My IMAP host number port is 993. Use this checkbox SSL transfer protocol. Now once you save the rule, do a test connectivity. So I have already configured the same email account with these details. Let's open that email account. I can discard this. I'll open that email account. So here is my email account that I already configured with the same details. And now you can click a test connectivity. Now if you configure everything correctly, then your status will be good. In the same way, you can also do a test connectivity for your receiver details. See, receiver also good. So once you successfully established the email account, now proceed to the step 2. As a step 2, create and configuring the email channel. In the channels and interface wizard, you can click on email to create a new email channel. Click the down arrow on your application menu. Click channels and interfaces. Once you launch this channels and interface screen, you can click on email to create a new email channel. I have already created a new email channel. Let's open this channel. So my email channel name is PegaKS, and this is the description, Pega knowledge sharing. And the email account that you configured as step 1, you need to choose your email account. So these are the list of email accounts that are available in application. You can choose, so whatever the email account that you configured, you need to select that email account. Once you select that email account, you need to verify. If it is successfully verified, then you will see the message as lost verified. Otherwise, you will get an error message here. Now coming to the behavior tab. So this is the behavior tab of your email channel. You can list out your suggested cases based on your text analysis. To configure a text analysis, click the gear icon. In this model dialog, you can select your various case types. These are the case types which are already defined in your application, will be listed out here. You can select so whatever case type that you would like to show as a suggested case, you can select that case type. If these words are matched in your email, so this case type will be shown as a suggested case to the CSR, customer service representative. And the must match word, so address. So your email subject or a body must contain an address, then only this case type will be showed as a suggested case. And then never, in the same way you can specify never match word. So in the same way you can also specify a suggested replies. See, there's a thank you template. You can click on edit to edit this template. You can compose your email accordingly. Now comes to the intelligent routing. This will be automatically will create a account address change case when topic is equal to the address account change. Otherwise, you can route it to a default work basket. Now let's proceed to the step 3. As a step 3, reviewing or configuring the email listener. Once you create a new email channel with email account, an email listener automatically gets created. From the integration resources, click on email listeners. If you observe, so email listener is automatically get created with the same name as my email account. If you want to stop your listener, you can check this checkbox block startup so that your listener won't execute. Now comes to the email account. This is the email account that is automatically taken. This is your service package, and this is your service class, and this is the service method and the folder name. So to which folder this listener has to listen or read the messages from the email server. Now the latency period and maximum number of messages you read at one time, and maximum processing time 500 milliseconds, and concurrent threads. If you want to run your listener on multiple threads, you can specify a number. And also same as a message format, whether it has to read a text message or XML or SOAP. If you uncheck this checkbox, though, your message will be automatically deleted from your server once the Pega listener is processed. And if you want to forward an unprocessed message, if some messages are not able to process by this listener, you can forward that unprocessed messages to your email address. Now let's proceed to the step 4. Verify this email bot behavior. So now my Pega listener will be configured to listen the email messages from my email address, support@pegaks.com. Send a sample email to my support@pegaks.com. So I have logged into my Gmail account. Okay, so this is the email that I'm going to send to my support@pegaks.com. See, I got the email. Let's not open. Let's Pega will process this email. You can see that my message is already read by the Pega listener and deleted from the my server, because I haven't selected that keep messages on my server. So that's why my email is automatically gets deleted whenever Pega listener processes the my message. Once email listener processed and a case gets created, your interaction case, it will automatically send a case ID. Thank you for email request. Please reference case ID when contacting us. So this is the interaction case gets created. So your Pega email bot will create two cases. One is interaction case and the other one is email case. Email case is nothing but email triage case. In the interaction portal in my work, if you can go to the my work basket and select the default work basket. So this is my default work basket. So if you see the new interaction gets created. If you open this interaction case, so this is the interaction case gets created. In the same way, there is an email case will also get created. Now you can open this class in App Explorer. Okay, click on the class name to see the instances. If you see ET1001, so this is the case just get created. If you open this email case, open this assignment, open this email triage assignment, and if you see the create case, suggested case, since my email matches with the name address, so there is it is showing as create case as an account address change. If not, it will show the remaining case types. So what are the case types that you configured on your email channel, so those will be listed here. You can directly create your account address change case. If you can click on this create, so there is a create case, so you can create a account address change, and you can address this customer problem. And also if you see there is a suggested reply, so these are the email templates that you are configured on your email channel. So if you want to send a thank you message, then you can just simply click on thank you for taking time to write us. Your case will be investigating and will provide an update soon, and you can simply send. Once you send, then you can receive an email. See the thank you mail. You can click on view analysis to see the entities, what topic. If you open this interaction case again, and on the right side you can see your email case. So we already sent a response. So so the CSR can work on this interaction case. Let's say you can add a task, general service request. Type of request is unable to update data, urgency medium, preferred customer response channel, and this is the email ID. From this view analysis you can get this email address. Primary email, and you can route to another CSR defaulting. So likewise you can create a new task and you can route it accordingly. And if you once you address this customer problem, you can wrap up, you can close this interaction case. So this is how we need to configure email bot in Pega CRM 8.5. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you have any further questions, feel free to contact admin@pegaks.com. We'll see you in the next video.